Integrate ChatGPT directly in your Power Automate flows. Let me show you how easy that is. To create a custom connector in Power Automate, go to Data over here, and then you click Custom Connectors. We would like to create a new custom connector for our ChatGPT, so you click up here, and then you choose Create from Blank. We will give our connector a name. I will call mine ChatGPT, and then I click Continue. First thing we will need is a nice logo for our custom connector. So we go to Google. And then we search for ChatGPT, logo, PNG like this, and click Enter. Go to Images. I will pick this one, but you're free to choose whatever logo you want. I click here. Then I go over here to the right. I right click, Save Image As, and I place it on my desktop so it's easily accessible. Then I go back to Power Automate and our connector creation. I click Upload here. I point to my newly downloaded icon and then I click Open. Then we have an icon, but you can see we have gray borders around it. That is because it's transparent. So we will add this logo color to these areas. The way we do this is to go to icon background color, make a hashtag, and we say 75AC9D. And now you will see that this is entirely green. Then you can give your custom connector a description if you want it. That is optional. The scheme, that is HTTPS, and then we need a host. This is api.openai.com like this. We can click security down here. The way we authenticate to this API, that is to tell OpenAI ChatGPT that this is us, that is through an API key. So click this drop down and choose API key. The parameter label, that will be API key. The parameter name, that will be authorization, then authorization. This is very important. In case you misspell it, it won't work. The parameter location, that is header, so we can click definition. Here you go up to actions and new action. Then we will create these default ones. This is the text that you want to get showed in Power Automate whenever you search for your connector. So I will just say ask ChatGPT like this. We can give it a description. So for example, asking ChatGPT, and this operation ID, that is to identify this action internally. So I will just call this ask ChatGPT like this. Scroll a little bit down to request, import from sample, click here. The method we will use for our API call to ChatGPT, that is post. And now we come to the URL. I created a document. You can find that in the video description below. It looks like this. So just download it and you will have all this information that we'll use in this video. To find the URL, that is the newest endpoint, you just copy this address here. Control-C, we go to our browser. Open up a new tab, Control-V, enter. This one changes a lot. So make sure you go to this URL and grab this one down here and not just use this blindly. So then we go back. The URL, I just Control-V, paste it in. Then we need some headers. So I go back to the document I created for you. You'll find the headers here. Mark it and paste it in. You can of course also type this. Then we have the body. Body, that is this request body. I also created that one here. Go over to the body, Control-V it in. And let me explain what this is. First, we had the headers. Here we specify that the data that we send, this body, that is in the JSON format. And the body itself. We have a model that is Text DaVinci 003. It's built on the same engine as ChatGPT, that is the GPT-3. We have a random prompt, that is what's a custom connector. You can type any prompt in here you want. This is just for testing. We will make it dynamic, so it will of course work with any prompt you have. The max tokens, that is 1,000, that is how many tokens ChatGPT should use from your account. 1,000 tokens, that is about 750 words. You have about 900,000 tokens for free, so around 675,000 words. That's a lot. The temperature, that is randomness in output. It ranges from 0 to 1, where 0 is the lowest randomness in output. That is, we have very strict answers. ChatGPT is not very creative, or in our case, the Text DaVinci is not very creative. The N, that is how many completions we use to generate each prompt. The higher this one is, the more tokens you use, so be careful. We just set it to 1, and we say import. Go up here and click Create Connector. This will take a few seconds. We are now updated. We can test it. So click this test here, and we will need to create a new connection. So click New Connection. And up here, I'll write in a large B. I'll make it visible so you can see what I do. Here, I'll type in barrel and then a space. This is very important. Now we need an API key. Again, we go to our document here. So I copy this API key, open up a new tab, paste it in, click enter. Here you need to either log in if you already have an account or simply just sign up. It's free, so just go do that. Having logged in, it looks like this. You just click Create New Secret Key, copy the key, go back to your connections here, and then I paste it in. I say Create Connection. Then we need to jump back to Power Automate, and here you can see it doesn't show up. You simply just need to press refresh here, and we have it here. Then we need to fill in the parameters. First of all, the content type, that was the application /JSON. Since we are lazy, we are automation developers, I just copy paste it in here, but feel free to write. We could fill in all these parameters, but it's easier just to say raw body. Delete these two, find the raw body here. Control-C, copy it, go back here and paste it in. Then you say test operation. If I scroll a little bit down, you can see that this works because we in the body. If I go to choices, text, you can see a custom connector is a type of connector that is designed to meet blah, blah, blah. This was our sample question. What you need to do now is to go into this body, Control-A to mark everything, Control-C to copy it. Then I go back to my definition. Scroll a little bit down. Here you go to response, add default response, click that. Leave the headers blank, but in the body, Control-V, paste in what you just copied, click import. If we stopped our custom connector creation here, we would have to fill in these parameters each time we use the custom connector. That will be annoying. So let's make some default values. Scroll a little bit up here and under request, go into content type, click edit. In the default value, we want to have the application /JSON. So I go to my document, copy it out, paste it in here. This is required. I don't want to give the user a chance to change this, so I'll say internal, this can't be changed. In case you want an expandable menu, you could choose advanced. Then you go back. We scroll down again. Now we want to edit the body. So you click body, edit. Here you will see our parameters. We will edit each one of them. I'll start with max tokens. I'll click edit. We will give it the default value. That was 1000. And again here, I could have written this. This was very easy. It is required and it's internal. I go back. The model, click edit here. Here you might want to copy it so you don't misspell it. Control-C. In the default value, Control-V, it is required and it's internal. I go back. The N, I click edit here. And let us just refresh what the N was. That was the 1 and the temperature was 0. So here I say 1, it is required, it's internal. I go back. Let's wait with the prompt. Let's take the temperature first. I click edit. In the default value, I'll type in 0. It is required and it's internal. I go back. The prompt, we want the user to fill that in, but we want to customize it a bit. So click here, click edit. First of all, we will give it a title. Here I will say query. That is the label title you'll see on the actual field. And here that is the pre-filled in description. And here I can just say ask ChatGPT anything. Since this is a required field, we don't want to send an empty query. We say is required. Then I say update connector. This will also take a few seconds and then our customer connector is ready. Let's go test it. So I go up here to create. We will choose an instant cloud flow for now. We can give our flow a name. Here I'll say test ChatGPT, manually trigger our flow, and then we'll click create. We want to have our prompt in the trigger. That could, by the way, be an email coming in or anything. This is just a manual one. This will be a text. So a text comes in here in our trigger. Then we will have our new step. Now the exciting part comes. If I search for ChatGPT, here is our connector. Click it. And here it is, just as we customized it. So we could of course write something in here, but since we already created an input from up here, we will use that. So scroll a little bit down over here and take input. Now we can test it. So I save my flow. Go test it here, test it manually like this. We have signed in and we click continue. And now we can make our prompt. Here I will say, tell me 3 nice things that will light up my day. Then we say run flow. We click done. Our flow is running. Our flow ran successfully. Let's inspect the output. So I go in here. If I take show raw outputs, this is the output that we get back from OpenAI. First of all, it's a JSON. You can see that by the curly bracket up here, the curly bracket down here. When we transfer data in Power Automate, it's always in JSON. By the way, we also get JSONs back from the OpenAI here. The one that we are going to look at, navigate down to body, choices, text. Here you can see you are an amazing person and you deserve all the and a lot of nice facts that could light up my day. What I want to do here, since I don't need all of this, I really want to only have the text here. That will be navigate into the body, take the choices. This is an array. You can see that's by these hard brackets. So I want the first element. An array is 0 index. That means that we will have the 0th element. It's a little bit confusing, but that's just to say it's the first element. And then we want the text. So let's go do that. I click edit my flow here. Let's just have a compose. Click it here. And if I go up here to the inputs, you can see I can actually pick this text here. The downside with this is that if I pick this, Power Automate will create an apply to each because it recognizes that this text is inside the choices, which is an array that can contain more than one element. This is a little bit redundant since we know we only have one element in choices. So let me delete this again. What we want to do is to take a new step again. We'll take the compose and we will create an expression. This is straightforward as well. So mark it up here. Go over to expressions. First, we want to look at the outputs. We want to look at the outputs from Ask ChatGPT. So we have a parentheses, we have a single quotation marks, and then we just need to type in the name of that action. Spaces, that is underscores. So here, Ask ChatGPT like this. Then we have a question mark. Now we want to say, we want to move into the output. So here I have hard brackets, single quotation marks. I'll have the body, / choices, remember? So now we are in the body choices. I move out here. Then I say, I want the first element, that is hard brackets 0, and then give me the text. So here I will say text, I can't spell today, text like this. We also want, since we might have some unwanted white spaces in front and in the end, scroll to the start, say trim, this will remove all white spaces, go to the end and have a parentheses end. Here I'll click OK. We now have this expression. Let's go try it again. So I click save and test. I go up to input, and here I can, for example, say what's important to learn as a Power Automate developer. Then I can click run flow. Again, it will take a few seconds, and what we want to inspect now is this compose. Can we get the text out? Let's click in here. Yes, we could. Now you can see that we have our output nicely formatted. This was 10 points. Network and get help to your Power Automate solutions from more than 6,000 RPA developers. The link to join the I Love Automation Discord community is right here.